And this is again day 7, stream 3 of Android OpenGL animating water droplets falling into a cup. And this time around, I have the empirical hat on because now we need to do the dirty work. Now it cannot be just theoretical. We have to actually dig deep into the image and find out what exactly is happening in the image, right? As in, so what we have found out that there is in the algo there are two parts, right? One is within the box of the cup, and second is outside the cup. And if it is in the box, cup box, you need to do certain calculation, and if it is outside the cup box, the calculation is minimal. So for doing all this, we need to get some empirical values around. So for that, I put my empirical hat on. Let's do this. It is going to be dirty. It is going to be difficult, but I have to try. Also, the most important part in doing this is it's to always enjoy doing the process. And if it is not enjoyable, make it enjoyable. So yeah, that is that. Let me see whether I am live. There were a lot of issues that was happening yesterday. One was the stream was live, and even the OBS showed that the voice was getting recorded properly, but in the stream, this was not happening. Then there was a case in which, yeah, that was today, I guess. I was facing some technical issue as well. So let's just see that things are working fine first. Let me go to my was live, and even the OBS showed that the voice was getting recorded properly, but in this, yeah, I think this is working fine. This is working great, and so yeah, we can move forward. Now let us just be having a penance seeing that image right now. That image is going to be the deciding factor. So let's see that image. Yeah, this image, we have to derive so many things out of this image. Now we have to do some sort of pre-processing. We have to derive empirical data out of this image. We have to think how to do that. Now I'm not sure whether there are online tools to help for this. I'm not sure how to approach in that sense, right? As in, there may or may not be online tools which will help for this. Um, Still having that cold. How do I solve? How do I check what is happening in this case? Man, this is. Is there an? I can get the rough coordinates, right? Basically, I can kind of get the rough coordinates and then decide with respect to that. Maybe I can have an imaginary box and do the calculations. Will that work? But the one more thing is, I would have to this for the first this particular image, right? I would have to make that connected water wala data structure, which is very difficult data structure to come up with. So it's not very difficult, but I have to get that. Uh, Maybe I need to manually iterate the texture and create the data structure. Have the So that is also one more step, right? That's that is not also the one data structure. That is the data structure. So I think that can be your next code. Well, before this, the next code was yes, and the next code is create the pre-processing data structure. What is it called? Connected down. Connected down for the initial image. Create the pre-processing data structure connected down for the initial image. Great, 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 great. Now, there is one thing that we can do in case of identification of water as well, right? As in for that minusing part that we did, that could be that we could use the coordinates as well. But in order to use the coordinates, we need to identify the or get the coordinates from some system. Is it there in some system? We need to do some dirty work. We need to do some empirical work. I put the empirical hat on. So get pixel coordinates in an image, right? Get pixel coordinates in an image. Is there we need to install Gimp then? Mm, or maybe there is an online image editor, right? It's in web store. Yeah, this all doesn't seem good. I think I need to install Gimp only. That is the only way to go about it. then we need to, so the identification of the um, so this is for the identification of water droplets, right, in a precise manner. So earlier when we were identifying it, we were getting some grains. So in order to avoid that, we will use the coordinate data as well to get the correct water droplet out. Yeah, so that is the only way to do it. I think we need to install Gimp. Let us just check that. Yeah, the installation will take some time. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll get some water and come back. Yeah, that is getting installed. Let me check. It is 25% is installed. So the basic idea here is first get the coordinates in which we have to how to next then I'll just check how to iterate pixel by pixel for how to iterate bitmap in Kotlin. Acha, we can get the pixel and do whatever, right? So iterate texture opengl and write. How do I iterate through these textures, right? That is one of the things that I need to take care of. So basically, my approaches could be, I'll just note it down. Um, Suppose the get the start and end xy coordinate of the water pixel, water droplet. Now iterate from create a connect data structure with everything initialize to -1. For each uh, iterate from get the start and end xy coordinate of the water droplet. Create a connect data structure with everything initialized to -1. Great. Iterate from iterate from start to end of this xy coordinates and check for each cell, the uh, iterate from below to above in the xy coordinates. Y coordinate, that is. Now based on water cell below, create the water cell above. Right? Based on water cell, based on the cell below, connected down data structure, create the cell above. Right? Yeah, because if you go from below, it is easier. Now, write down this, write this down in a text file, initialize the connected down data structure with this text file. Great. Yeah, I think we have sorted our cases, as in create a connect data structure with everything initialized to -1, iterate from above to below in the xy coordinates. Based on the cell below, create the cell above, write this to a text file, initialize the connected down data structure with this text file. Great. I think this is pretty possible. Yeah, I think this is pretty possible. So yeah, we just need to have a pipeline to do that, and this is pretty possible. And you will get a connected down data structure, after which you just have to pass this connected down data structure to the main app, main shader, and the main shader will do the rest. Great. Let me check. So you understand the point, right? So first, what are we going to do is we will create a box around the water droplet. This we will be doing with Gimp, right? And so this is to get the extent in which the water droplet can be in the initial state. Actually, make sure is we reject the traces that were present of the pipe, and we reject the traces that were present of the cup. Now that we have done that, we will be creating a 2D data structure in which everything is initialized to -1. Now we will be iterating through the from below to above of this data structure, from y to lower y to higher y, or yeah, higher y to lower y. Why it should be done like this is, this has to be done like this to make sure that it has to be done like this to make sure that we so that once the below connected down data structure is created for the cell above, right? Suppose for the below, for the cell just below, the connected down is like, say, value 33, and the current cell has water, right? So the current cell will also have the value 33 if it is not -1, right? -1 means it doesn't have water. If it has water, and if the current cell has water, then it will also have the below as 33, and this applies to above. And if there is a cell that is empty, right, then it will have -1 for sure. and if there is water in that particular cell, and for the below cell there is -1, then it will be just this particular cell, right? As in, it will just denote that it conducted down is this particular cell. Yeah. So now we have to make sure that once this data structure is initialized, we will be taking these values, and we will make sure that it is in on the same page as how the image is getting shown. As in, the evolution of the image should be the same as the evolution of the data structure, and vice versa. Yeah, I think Gimp is installed, or so it seems. Man, it's such a big. No, we need to be. I think the program is loaded. Let me just check if this can be loaded as well in OBS. But the creation of this array might be of a bit of difficulty, but it is still fine, I guess. We would have to do whatever we would have to do. There is no other way around it. Can I add that? Let me just check. Maybe I shouldn't be. I'll just. So, what is a value that I'll just share exactly what the values are? Maybe I think I'm finding it difficult to add it in the OBS, but I'll just share what are the values I get. So, first thing to notice, what is a value range that I'm comfortable with, right? So this to do, I'll have to check it in my mobile. One sec. and then we will convert that image to that coordinates, and then we will just check the values for it. As in, we will first scale the image to that coordinates, we'll check the values for it, and then we will come back with those values. So I have the empirical cap on basically. So we have to work with numbers. We are actually working with precise numbers. Give me a minute. Let me figure where my connecting wire is. The empirical cap is such a difficult cap to wear, but you have to wear it anyway. Let me just check for the values specified here if this is grainy, and maybe they improve upon this particular value. When you are put the empirical cap on, I always have to remember this is time to do the dirty work. It is not going to be your aha moments. It is not going to be your coming up with some brilliant algorithm. It is just getting down and getting your numbers correct. And for this, you might have to do a lot of like what you call manual work, right? As in getting clicking on stuff, uh, going through numbers and all that. So this is something of a difficulty when you're working, but you would have to understand that you would have to work with this anyway. I'll just first run the code and see what is currently happening. The point is, you need to understand that you have to put empirical cap on for a long time in projects like this. When you are catering, this is like an architect fidgeting with his numbers, right? You have to get your numbers correct. As in, so you have to romanticize this. There is no other way to go about it. Yeah, I feel it can be a bit better. So maybe one level up. I mean, it looks a bit grainy. So I'll just go one level up, which is 432. And 576 into 192, right? So 24, 32 I have to negate, right? So it should be 6780, right? So 678, 668. Yeah, 668. This should be fine, I guess. Let me just confirm it. I mean, we can make it better for different devices. That is an exercise for some other time, but first, not some other time, maybe a bit later. But let me first just check this at least. Man, installation is taking a lot of time. I'm not sure why. taking a lot of time. We cancel it and reinstall it again. Okay. Okay, and then it is not seeming to. Okay. Now again, let us recognize the device. Okay. Now this should work. Okay. One sec, I'll be back. Yeah, this is still grainy for my liking. Uh, yeah, 549.60 looks pretty good, I guess. So we would have to go to 549.60, I guess. But yeah, that is a value that looks pretty decent, I guess. So 549.60 could be the case that we settle on as of now. Currently, we can work with this. This is first we are making sure that it works for a particular value. Then we will make sure that it is extensible, right? That could be the second part. I mean, if we are successful in all this, but let us see. Let me just create the same image in 549.60 and then maybe get the coordinate values. Maybe getting the coordinate values is not very. I mean, I have put the empirical cap on, but would I be streaming that as in? Uh, what is the point of if I'm not even able to show that? What is the point of me? Um, So we tinkered with values once, and we've understood what values look good, at least on the main screen. Now we would have to tinker and get the actual values in which we get the box, actual values in which we get the water droplet. I think I'll just do it offline, since if I'm doing it online and if I'm not able to show the screen, what will I be showing it, right? So maybe I'll just get the values of those and then come back and stream again. I think this has extent. I am getting lazy day by day, as in I should have a schedule and I should get better stuff done. But at least as of now, let me just get the values and I'll get back with the correct values again. And I think if this is not being able to be broadcasted, then I'll just get it offline and I'll come back with the numbers. Yeah, but at least we have a basic idea of how to go about it. I'll get back the numbers, then I'll code for how to get it in a file. Then after getting it in a file, we'll read the values, then we'll start doing the computations. So for I'll be off for some time now. Bye 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 bye.